Let's get right down to business. You were mad because you were a Final Cut Pro 7 user, and Apple pretty much dropped you. Let me just say, not everybody's got to be a hater, okay? We all went through the same thing. Maybe you saw Conan O'Brien's staff show their disappreciation for the updates of Final Cut Pro X. But here, in a clip, and later we'll be joined by the man himself via Skype, but here is a clip from DEYSON Ortiz, local Final Cut editor, on why Final Cut Pro X isn't so bad after all.
Hello, Jesse, and thank you for having me on your show. So your question was, what are some of my favorite features inside of Final Cut X? So to get started, I will start with the background renderer. This new feature allows you to start rendering automatically when there is no activity on your timeline. So if you take a little break, talk to a client, look over a script, or just step away from the computer, Final Cut will start rendering automatically. So there is no need to click on Command R. All you need to do is walk away and the render will start automatically. I also love the effect preview feature. What this does, it allows you to test out different effects on a video clip or audio clip without having to add it to your timeline. So just click on your clip, choose an effect, and then click on a spacebar.
The following information is the safety guidelines for the stream. The following information is the safety guide.
I am a big fan of the optimization on import. When you import your files, Final Cut X would automatically see if the file needs to be optimized to increase performance on your computer. If the file is not optimized, it would automatically do it for you if you have this option on. In addition, if you have multiple files, for example, if you have a whole P2 library that you need to import, you can actually start editing your project and Final Cut will transcode in the background. Once the transcode is done for each file, it would automatically reconnect it for you once it is done, without any downtime on your end. The Audition tool is actually a very helpful tool. What it allows you to do is to add multiple layers onto one track. So if you cannot decide what music track, for example, you want to use, just drag and drop the different options onto the first track and make them into Audition files. And now you can choose your favorite track.
Thank you for volunteering for the Marine Mammal Conservancy.
All right, well, welcome back. Since this is a particularly contentious topic, we're definitely open in the chat room. If you've got a few questions or comments of your own on the validity of Final Cut Pro X, be sure to say hello in the chat room while we've got Mr. Ortiz with us. And so everybody, please welcome live via Skype, DEYSON Ortiz.
Hello.
How you doing tonight, DEYSON?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of the show tonight. Tell me, how long were you a Final Cut editor?
I've been using Final Cut since version 1, so 10 plus years I've been using Final Cut.
And how did you feel when they first released Final Cut X?
I was not happy. I was very upset. I thought it was very amateurish, something new I had to learn. So I was not happy at all when it first came out like everybody else.
So we saw your clip of a few of your favorite features. Was there anything that you weren't able to fit into the video that sort of professional users can feel a little bit safer knowing that this feature exists in Final Cut X?
Well, actually, the first video I made for you was actually 19 minutes, so it was way over the 2-minute guidelines. So, the list
People
is pretty
just don't
long.
watch my
Every
show.
time I use it, oh, sorry.
So they wouldn't sit through 19 minutes. So I appreciate you cutting it down a little bit. So tell me what's missing.
Sorry, I lost my words. Every time I use Final Cut, I'm always finding something new.
Okay.
Some of the features that I really like is that you can create effects, animations inside of Motion and actually publish all the parameters so you can open them up inside of Final Cut. So if you have you want to change colors or you want to give some parameters to the editor, they can actually open up Final Cut and further tweak them inside of Motion.
Now
you've offered
do that. You've offered a lot of templates, you know, for other professional users. Tell me a little bit about master motion templates.
Motion Master Templates.
Motion Master Templates.
Yes, I started a website about 3 years ago. I started giving out some free templates and people started liking them. So I decided to open up a store where I sell templates for Final Cut and Motion software.
So I've got one of them here. If you don't mind, we're going to take you off of full screen for a minute because I thought that this was really cool. So here is DEYSON's Your City template. And so Can you see the screen? Can you see what's going on here, Jason?
No, let me open up your.
All right, well, I'll just explain. We're in a 3D city where we start out on somebody's logo, then we sort of do a flyaway and fly into another city. Can you tell me a little bit about this template? What can I change here? What's modifiable?
Everything as far as the colors can be modified, the buildings can be adjusted separately, the stage color can be adjusted separately, and the background can be adjusted. There's also a text in there that can be adjusted inside of Final Cut as well. So all those parameters can be adjusted inside of Final Cut or inside of Motion.
So tell me, what about Final Cut X makes using your motion templates so effective?
Before, when I created templates, you can only adjust the text. That's pretty much all you could adjust.
Okay.
Now you can publish any kind of parameters as far as the size of the text, colors, pretty much an infinite amount of parameters can be adjusted. So you don't have to go back to Motion anymore. So you can have a graphic artist in California send you a motion template, and the editor can just go from there and adjust the colors or make different variable options from that one template.
That's awesome. So we do have a question coming in from the chat room. So let's go to Debbie with the question.
Well, it's actually a statement. Mark says that he loves motion. If you can wrap your head around X, it is fast.
Fantastic. So that sounds like somebody that sort of shares your opinion there, that Final Cut X is fast.
Yes, much faster.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Mark, thanks for watching and thanks for sharing your comments with us. Now, DEYSON, if I didn't know much about motion, where could I turn to learn about it?
Actually, YouTube is a great place to find out.
Who could I turn to for training?
You can actually go to my website, DEYSON.com,
Okay.
and contact me. I can do a one-on-one consultation. I have people that can follow me along, or if they want something specifically. One example, I had a client in Dubai that liked one of my templates, one of my free templates, but she wanted to customize it further. So what she did is she watched me as I showed her how to use it and how to customize it further. And at the end of the class, she had the custom template, the custom animation she wanted, and she also got a class in the meantime.
That's awesome. Hey, Verge, do we have a lower third we can put up with DEYSON's website on it? There it is. There it is. Fantastic. If you guys have further questions about Final Cut X, about motion, or about master motion templates, please join our guest, Mr. DEYSON Ortiz in cyberspace. Send him an email or check out his website. And DEYSON, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me, sir.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. So Final Cut X, it was a little bit of a kick in the pants, but as they went through further iterations, Apple came around and realized that they do have to service the professionals. We can't even sell it anymore, so I don't know why I'm pushing it, but just to let you know, it's a pretty sweet little program there. Our in-house editor, James McGlynn, put together a clip that you will love later on, and he happened to edit on Final Cut X.